Kennedy. Margaret loves to paint, loves to sing, and over the I can't even talk. And over the years, she has worn many hats, including working at Margaret's, notice the name connection, at Lamar Park years ago, working for CPL, and also working at Parkway Presbyterian Church. When she's not creating art or singing, she's walking her beloved dog, Bambi. Yeah, she loves volunteering at Heart and Soul. Can you give a warm welcome to Margaret Ann?
Speaking of Heart and Soul, everyone that volunteers at Heart and Soul, please stand up. Yay! Trish Hopkins happens to be the president of Heart and Soul this year. I don't know how many years you're president, but anyway, yay, Patricia. One of the things that and I'm one of the volunteers, and I was there last month when it was our turn to work, and I bought this little book for 50 cents. Anyway, there are so many bargains down there. Everybody should come. It's 6 churches that have joined together. Did you stand up, Barbara? Okay. Anyway, so today I'm going to do something a little bit different since we're doing Valentine's, but do you think Jesus ever told jokes? I don't know whether he told jokes, but when he was giving his messages, sometimes he would do it with a little humor. An example was a camel going through the eye of a needle, and that was about a rich man getting into heaven. And then about the log in your eye, and that was about the faults of finding in others. So I think that was his way of being amusing. So today I'm going to say that Jesus did tell jokes. So I'm going to tell jokes today that I got from this little book at Heart and Soul for 50 cents by this is the volume 2. There was a volume 1 down there, so it might not be too late to find one. Anyway, his name is Jim Reed. And these are jokes that came out of Jim's book. And the first one is Bad English. Advertisement by Hong Kong dentist. Teeth extracted by the latest Methodist. Boy meets girl. First joke ever told. Eve says to Adam, "Do you still love me?" Adam replied, "Who else?" Children. The twins knelt for bedtime prayers. Little Susie prayed first, concluding, "Amen, good night, God. Now stay tuned for clearance." Drinking. A father is trying to teach his son the evils of drinking. In a demonstration, he put one worm in a glass of water and another worm in a glass of whiskey. The worm in the water lived, the one in the whiskey died. "All right, son," he asked the father, "what does this experiment show you?" Said the son, "It shows if you drink whiskey, you won't have worms." Family. A woman was trying to impress those at a party. "My family's ancestry dates back to the days of King John of England." Then turning to a woman sitting quietly in the corner, she asked condescendingly, "How old is your family, my dear?" "Well," said the woman with a quiet smile, "I can't really say. All of our family records were lost in the flood." Funerals. We thought it was a little odd when the local cemetery raised the prices of burial lots and blamed it on the cost of living. In a small cemetery in Barron County, Kentucky, a grave is marked with this inscription, "Behold, my friends, in passing by, as you are now, so once was I. As I am now, one day you'll be. Prepare for death and follow me." Underneath the inscription, someone wrote back in chalk, "Before I follow you on my own consent, I'd like to know which way you went." A bank sent a floral horseshoe to the management of a rival bank, congratulating them on the opening of a new branch. Due to a mix-up of the florist, the card accompanying the flowers read, "Deepest sympathy." Later, the bungling florist called frantically to apologize. He explained the message was, of course, meant to go to the funeral. However, the real embarrassment was due to the fact that the card, which was intended for the bank, was sent to the funeral, carrying this message: "Congratulations on your new location." A Brinks truck inadvertently caught in a funeral procession, which caused a bystander to remark, "And I always thought you couldn't take it with you." In his will, a farmer left his farm jointly to his two sons. The boys found it impossible to agree on the division of the estate. They took the problem to their minister for a solution. "One of you divide the property as you see fit, and the other will take whichever half he wants." Historical quotes. Noah to his wife after 49 days and nights, "It's your turn to spread papers on the floor." Health, hospitals, and doctors. A patient in a hospital woke up, found a nurse seated beside the bed, and the window shades were drawn. Explained the nurse, "I know it's early in the morning, but there's a fire across the street, and I didn't want you to wake up and think the operation was a failure." Religion. Sunday school teacher, "Do you know what kind of lights Noah had on his ark?" Student, "Floodlights." Okay, this is the last one. A woman died and went to heaven. At the pearly gates, St. Peter said, "Before you may enter, can you tell me God's full name?" She thought for a moment, and then she said, "Andy." "Andy," he exclaimed St. Peter. "Yes," she said, "we sing it in church all the time. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I'm his own." Go shop at Heart and Soul. You can be entertained.